Hello drama lovers, welcome back to my channel. Breaking news. What if the most convincing love story never needed a script? When the cameras stopped rolling, Chen Xingxu didn't step away, he stepped closer. Not loud, not dramatic, just close enough that staff began whispering one phrase on repeat. He never shares Lu Yuxiao. So what really happened behind the scenes? And why do fans feel something deeper than acting in every great drama? There's a moment that feels too real to be written. For fans watching Chen Xingxu and Lu Yuxiao on set, that moment didn't happen during a confession scene or a dramatic kiss. It happened in the quiet spaces when the director said cut, when lights dimmed, when the world thought the story had paused. Chen Xingxu is known in the industry as disciplined, professional, almost guarded. He keeps a respectful distance. He laughs with co-stars, sure, but never lingers. Never hovers. Never stays. Except this time. Crew members began noticing it first. Between takes, while others checked phones or returned to their chairs, Chen stayed where Lu Yuxiao stood. A step closer than necessary. A hand hovering, then pulling back. A glance that didn't feel rehearsed. It wasn't possessive. It was protective. And then came the whispers. He doesn't do that. He's different with her. He never shares Lu Yuxiao. That phrase spread like wildfire, jumping from set staff to fan forums, from quiet DMs to global timelines. Because in an industry built on image control, consistency is rare, and this was happening every single day. Fans rewatched behind-the-scenes clips frame by frame. A jacket placed gently over her shoulders. A soft laugh only he reacted to. The way his eyes followed her movements even when cameras weren't aimed at them. These weren't moments for publicity. There were no reporters. No staged smiles. Just two people existing in the same emotional orbit. And that's what made it dangerous. Because when acting feels this natural, fans start asking questions that no press release can answer. But just as curiosity peaked, something shifted. The closeness didn't fade, it deepened. And that's where the story truly begins. And if you think this was just good chemistry, wait until you hear what happened next. What made this situation impossible to ignore wasn't what Chen Xingxu said, it was what he didn't. No denials. No playful deflections. No "we're just colleagues" interview lines. In the world of C-drama promotions, silence is rare. When rumors start, agencies move fast. Clarifications drop within hours. Statements are carefully worded, emotions neutralized. But this time nothing. Instead, fans noticed patterns. Chen arrived earlier to set on days Lu Yuxiao had emotionally heavy scenes. He stayed later when she looked exhausted. During group interactions, his attention always found its way back to her, subtle, instinctive, unforced. One crew member anonymously shared a detail that sent fandom spiraling. He adjusts his schedule around hers. Not because he has to, because he wants to. And Lu Yuxiao, she didn't lean into the rumors. She didn't feed them either. But her comfort was visible. The way she waited for him before moving. The way her expression softened when he spoke. Trust like that can't be taught in acting classes. Fans began comparing this to iconic on-set romances from the past, stories where love didn't explode publicly, but quietly rewrote everything behind the scenes. And suddenly, Chen Xingxu and Lu Yuxiao were being spoken about in the same breath. Edits flooded TikTok. Slow-motion glances. Side-by-side moments. Captions asking one haunting question: if this isn't real, why does it feel like it is? But the most telling moment came during a break. Cameras were off. Phones were down. Someone joked about sharing snacks and Chen instinctively moved Lu Yuxiao's drink closer to her, away from the group. No smile. No show. Just instinct. And instincts don't follow scripts. As fans held their breath, one truth became impossible to ignore. Whatever this was, it mattered. And the deeper it went, the harder it became to hide. But the real emotional impact that came when fans realized what this meant for both of them. This isn't just about romance. It's about recognition. For years, fans have watched Chen Xingxu play intense roles, men burdened by duty, longing, restraint. Characters who loved deeply but quietly. Seeing those same emotions surface off-screen felt like watching fiction bleed into reality. And Lu Yuxiao, she's built a reputation for emotional intelligence on screen, but seeing her so at ease, so unguarded, made fans protective in a new way. They didn't just chip them. They rooted for them. Because this story doesn't scream for attention. It whispers. And whispers feel honest. International fans especially connected to this dynamic. In a loud, chaotic entertainment world, this felt soft, human, real. Something you notice only if you care enough to look closely. Comment sections turned emotional. This feels like watching something sacred. Please don't let the industry ruin this. Even if nothing is confirmed, I hope they're happy. And that's the thing, confirmation almost stopped mattering. Because the emotion was already there. This wasn't a scandal. This wasn't marketing. This was two people choosing closeness in moments no one forced them to share. And for fans who believe love doesn't always need declarations, this felt like proof. Which brings us to the quiet truth at the heart of this story. Maybe the most powerful love stories aren't announced. They aren't tagged. They aren't confirmed by agencies for headlines. Maybe they live in small gestures. In unspoken choices. In the way someone stays when they don't have to. Chen Xingxu never said he was protecting Lu Yuxiao. He didn't need to. Because sometimes, love isn't loud. Sometimes, it's just being there again and again until everyone notices. And whether this story becomes a confirmed romance, a beautiful chapter,